I am so dang tickled to be here again. For those of you who don't know my little story, I won't bore you to death like I was born in 1968. No. 2021, my husband and I, we sold everything we owned. And we sold our house. We got a little mini storage for our exotic habits. And we have been traveling the United States since. We come back to Lewiston every summer, but otherwise we are just seeing the country. And it has been the most amazing experience that I can't even begin to tell you. I could stand up here for the next 20 hours and tell you about all of our adventures, but you can imagine. And the people that we've met and the places that we've seen has just been the most magical experience of my lifetime. Today, my message, I get goosebumps, I'm goosebumping all over the place, is manifestation. And on the way here, because I am right now in Elk River, and we're staying up there through the 4th of July before we have to sacrifice and go to Winchester. And then from there, so we just kind of bounce around and go wherever our hearts. It's really tough, I got to tell you. It's not perfect. We have breakdowns and issues, but it's pretty darn perfect. And I'm going to tell you, I manifested this. My husband and I both did. And we are talking today about manifestation so much. But on my way down here today, I was thinking about one of the reasons that we're up at Elk River, and specifically this year, and some of the things that I've experienced, and it's not really part of what I actually made notes. I never make notes. My career before was speaking and teaching. I was a coach and a speaker, but I haven't spoken like 4 years, so 3.5 years, something like that. But I'm going to sideline because one of the major reasons we're in Elk River is to celebrate the passing of my brother, or my husband's brother. And they were very, very close. My, John is his name. He passed away unexpectedly last year in October, on October 4th. And it has devastated my husband. He is struggling getting through the grieving process of this. And it's been one hell of a ride, let me tell you. We all grieve in our own ways. So we were up there with all friends and family to celebrate because his birthday is on July 5th. And our 4th of July experience was manifested by him. It was his idea that we get together and blow shit up and have a great time and whoop it up in Elk River, thunder in the mountains and all that. So we're all of us, without fail, are drawn together to celebrate. And I'm hoping, for my husband's sake, that he has the opportunity to heal. Because what I was thinking about when I came down here, raise your hand if you've never experienced in your life death. Raise your hand if you've never been disappointed. If you've never been hurt. If you've never struggled. And if there were 10,000 people in here right now, no hands would be going up. I don't care if you're 5 years old or 105. You were talking in your reading about how things happen, and each and every horror is a perfect opportunity. Losing John, for me, he's the brother I've never had, and it's total BS that he's gone. But for me, it's an opportunity to support my husband, because he has no idea how to deal with his grief. He's a mess. And unfortunately, he has come out in anger and frustration, and he introverts himself. So here I am, surrounded by everybody who loves John and my husband, Joe. And my blessing, and I'm going to ask each and every one of you to send that love, that he gets it. It's a perfect opportunity for Joe, my husband, to realize the love of the community that we've manifested. Because everything is coming and going. Nothing is static. And I hate that John left early, but that is just life. Your dog dies. My daughter died. Everybody's got a parent, a loved one, people who die. The minute we're born, we're heading out. Facts, right? We're not, that's the one thing we have in common. All diversity, all race, all walks of life. We're all going to die. And we don't know when. John was 47 years old. I was informed yesterday that an extremely dear friend of our group of family and friends, she had pneumonia a month ago, a lung collapsed, she got blood clots, and she's had strokes, and now she's in hospice. 56 years old. My friend that I have partied and played with, she's going any day. I celebrate having her in my life and how it changed who I am. Every human that we touch touches us. Without Janelle, without John, my daughter, my mother, all our friends, and you're going to go, damn it. But there's no proof that you're going to go before me.
Nope.
All right? Here and now is all we have guaranteed. This moment, you listening to me listening to you, me feeling your love and energy, high and low energy, chaotic energy. This is it. This right now, now it's gone. It's all we got. Wait, it's gone. I missed it. Oh, wait, there it goes again. This is it. You can't, in my mind, dwell on the passing of those that you loved. They were here perfectly and they left perfectly. Your father will leave perfectly. My friend will leave perfectly. Whatever your belief is, whether you're going to heaven, you're going to be reincarnated, you're going to zip out and just blank out, everything is by design. We don't have that control. The only control we have right now. That's it. No more, no less. You can manifest as you wish right now. Universe, God, source is the only control out there, and we're not it, right? So every moment is a perfect blessing. All the obstacles are a perfect opportunity. And no belief or desire or want or need will change it. I'm perfectly healthy. I'm large and in charge, doing great. I might get splattered driving home today. It is what it is. And I had this opportunity to share and be shared by you. Perfection. So I guess what I'm asking, or what I'm offering, what I'm begging, is for each and every one of you to live here now. Release the need to control what you think you can control because you can't. Celebrate the people that touched your lives. Whether they're physically here or not, they're always with you. My daughter is with me every day. And she died nearly, 15 years ago? 15 years ago. And she's with me every day. I think of not her and what I missed and all of that, but how she made me feel. What opportunities I had to be with her. And I'm very peaceful with it. So that's what I want to give. Be at peace with all those changes you can't stop. With the love that you share in the moment. Because that moment can be gone, whether they're on the way out or not. So, not part of what I was going to talk about, but it sure lined up with everything that was being said today. Massive changes that are going on in the church. And, I would love to volunteer. I can maybe give some time, but I'm not going to be back in town solid until October, end of October. But I might be able to help with phone calls or a meeting. I can't be on the board, but anyway. Manifestation is kind of the other subject that I've heard over and over again today. That we can make the plan. I want that little snippet that you had there. You can make the plan, and you can take all those baby steps to go forward, but then you have to release the outcome. So you talk about how everything already exists in the universe. It's already out there, right? I like to use the analogy, it's like a radio station. The radio waves, they're all out there. They're all floating around, and all you got to do is dial into country music, talk radio, rock and roll, whatever it is that you want to listen to. It's already there. It's just a matter of you dialing into that particular whatever. I mean, you're not manifesting something that doesn't already exist. It's already there. It's what you focus on that arrives. And you can't make that guest arrive at your front door. You can invite it. You can clean your house. You can straighten things up. You can make nice snacks. You can make sure that the tables and chairs and things are comfortable for your guest. But you can't make that person or that thing walk through the door. But you can definitely prepare for it. Manifestation, you can take the control, again, only within yourself. I wrote this down so I don't forget, because this is important. Belief, clarity, action, and release. It seems like an oxymoron for me most of my life. That felt like that whole release. You take all that action, then you let it go. Screw that. It's mine. I'm going to make it happen. I am type A personality, and I have made stuff happen in my life, and it hurts. The moment I finally got the concept that release is the key ingredient, stuff just flowed. It just happened. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't sit on a pillow meditating going, Om, gimme, 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 Om, gimme, gimme, gimme. I actually took steps. I had the belief that it could happen. Most of you know I walked the El Camino de Santiago in 2019. I dreamt of that for 20 years, but I didn't have the belief that I deserved it. I didn't have the belief that I could manifest the money to make it happen because it just seemed impossible. I didn't have the clarity of how the heck was I going to move forward and make this happen. And I didn't take any action. I had some physical ailments. My foot was messed up, so I can't walk the Camino because there's no way. It's 500 miles across Spain. I mean, I'm too fat, I'm too old, I smoke, my foot's screwed up, that can't happen. I had so many excuses. All the industries I work in are too busy in the summer. I can't do that, there's no way I'm taking them walking the Camino in the winter. So I had nearly 20 years of excuses with no action and no belief. And then a girlfriend brought it up, and I hadn't talked about it for a long time. And she said she's going to do the El Camino. And I'm like, hell no, you're not going to do it. And she didn't, by the way. She made it 5 days. And her husband went drinking and partying. Because the Camino's a metaphysical, spiritual experience. My girlfriend's a party animal life lover. And I knew she wouldn't suffer through that. And they didn't. And they had a blast, and it's great. But because she said she was going to go on it, I was like, I can do this. I had no idea how. But I went, this is happening. I finally got the belief. That's all it took. Has anybody here ever wanted something, and then all of a sudden you're like, it's happening. And you just start stepping through it, and all of a sudden everything lines up perfectly. And that's what happened. It's crazy. And if you look over your life, I bet you can, depending on how old you are, you can number a bunch of little things, big and little, of how that's happened. When your head switched to the belief, it's almost like magic. All of a sudden, you're just like a trooper going forward. You're going to hit that eventually. Say what?
I said it was once, like all the puzzle pieces were there.
It just slid, like even against your desire. I mean, or not against your desire, but your action. Once you got that belief, it just kind of did this, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. And we kind of forget how well that works. I ended up 2 clients that I booked. They were huge, but there were just 2. that were magical and humongous clients in 2018 and 19 is when I booked those. And and they knew I was going to take half of May and half of June off. So when I booked them, they still paid me a buttload of money. So the money manifested. I mean, in my mind, the goal, which now seems a little silly, was for me to make $100,000 a year. When I did that, I would be successful. But that was the thing, you know? And I fought tooth and nail. I scratched tooth and nail. And it didn't happen until I let go. And then all of a sudden, it manifested. And so I booked those clients. That was because I had that belief. Then I took the action. When I booked the clients, I told them what was happening. I was going to be gone for June and July. At this point, I had no idea. I'm in the client, trying to book the deal, saying, if you go with me, I was a business coach. If you go with me, you're not going to have access to me for half of May and half of June of 2019. And they're like, okay, here's the check. And it was just amazing. So that was the action. I was very clear. I didn't kind of bury myself without an out for 2019. Now, I had the foot that was the problem, and I went to a holistic healer, and she gave me exercises, and I did them every day. And I could walk from here to the door without my foot cramping up, and then I could walk from here to the road without my foot cramping up, and then the next day I could walk from here to the end of the road to over there. And I walked and did the exercises every single day. There's the action. For a year, I did this. And to this day, my foot, there's nothing. Doctors wanted me to do surgery. I'm like, screw that. You're not cutting into me. I got a solution. So, belief, that put me in the forward motion. The clarity, the walk, that was it. It was a simple, I already knew why, what, where. I won't bore you to tears with all that. But the action which was the most important. I didn't buy a plane ticket. I didn't, structure the action forward. But I got the first step was the belief. And I had no idea how it was going to manage. I did not buy the plane ticket because at that moment I didn't have the money in that, as all of this is flying through, until like 2 weeks before I flew out. But I knew it was going to happen. I had no doubt.
And she talked about it every day.
Every day. It was my belief. The belief that it was, I had no doubt, did I?
No.
It just happened. And again, every single one of you can find a story in your own life how that manifested. And it's a magical thing of not forcing something to happen. The minute you try to push against life, it just pushes back. It never not has obstacles. How you deal with those obstacles, how you embrace them as opportunities, I love that, is what makes the difference between struggling through this life and lamenting for every horrible thing that ever happened to you. We've all got some pretty heavy crap that's happened to us, right? Some of us worse than others. You talked about taking responsibility. I think for me, my belief is I believe in reincarnation, and I think we choose a path, like we choose the outline of our life so that we can learn from those things. And then teach them in whatever format that is, through art, through speaking in art for me, for listening, for sharing, for loving your neighbor, for loving your friends, for teaching your children, whatever it is, that you get that message out to the world through your own actions is where